Good morning. Welcome to Option Center. It is 9/11/22. Always remember, it is Sunday morning, you guys. Welcome. Thanks for joining me here. If you're new, go down to that bottom right-hand corner, hit that Option Center logo, and subscribe. This is a very important video and a huge reminder that we are in a bear market. So don't get comfortable with all the bullish plays. I did not get bullish enough this week. We had a bigger bounce than I had expected. I got the turn wrong. So I'll show you why, and I'll show you what we think, we meaning I, think is going to happen next. So we finished off here we go. Don't forget to like the videos, by the way. So we're in a, where's my cursor? There it is. All right. So, also, we have a contract ending for ES. So you're going to notice that we ended on 40.66.25 on Friday, but we're going to start off Monday at 40.84. So the contract is rolling over and those prices will change accordingly. So just keep that in mind. When I talk prices today, it's still on September. I did not change my settings. Know that it will be a 16-point difference if you want to, if you're really like writing down these numbers, just so it's a 16-point difference. It's going to be 16 points higher than what I say. Okay, so we are in the monthly time frame. We're going to go through multiple time frames on ES, and then as a bonus, it's going to be a little bit longer video. We're going to run through the big cap, the mega cap tech names, so we can just kind of give you a visual of what's happening underneath the hood there. All right, so we had our 5-wave move up in this channel, breaking down in the monthly time frame. This is long term. Our target down here, our near target in a long term, is this 3,500 area. We should get a nice bounce off of that. At least some sort of reaction, and then next down to the 3,200, where most people are going to call a 1-2 bullish setup to go much higher. So, anything could happen, but we're still crossed over on the monthly, and the MACD and RSI is still, we're in neutral point right now, but that's because we're oscillating here. Now notice, so we always talk about this 8 EMA on the higher time frame. It's very important. We're getting back up to it, or we're back testing it. I don't really think we're even going to get up to it, but just know that this is a trending indicator for us. We're trending to the downside on the monthly time frame. We came back to test this consolidation area, could not close in within that. We actually had a reversal candle, so we're within this reversal candle right now, but I suspect before month end that we're not going to be in that range anymore. So just be careful. That's a guess. I do have my Elliott wave counts posted on my Patreon if you're interested. It's up for all Patreon members, so if you just join for $5, you can get those plus many more videos. Okay, on the weekly time frame, nice little plug there. On the weekly time frame, you see that we finished our count there. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move down. That's a nice setup for this counter trend. After making this counter trend, we are continuing the downside. Okay, so this is a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and one series there. Okay, and now we made a lower high on this next series. That means that we're looking to test the lows here around 3,700 pretty soon. But also notice the same thing with this 8 EMA. Same thing. Look how we ride it down. We got above it a little bit, couldn't hold. We're riding it down. It's a trend indicator, and now we're back testing it right now, along with the falling 20 simple moving average on the weekly. So real big area. If we do get above it, I don't think it's going to be for long. Notice I put this line here over a month ago. It, could be 6 weeks, 2 months ago, whatever the time frame is. We put this here. We bounced off it, but I did not play this very well. I do admit that. We're in the options, guys. It's a free Discord. I had them. I had a bear set up going in there, and I called bears, and they're all asking me, did the bear break break into my house? Because I was all bearish, and so I got a pie in the face there, but we are back testing, and I do think this starts to accelerate to the downside. All right, so we'll be watching some levels here. This turquoise channel here, that's kind of a midpoint, so I don't suspect that will hold, but we may get a reaction off of there, along with the 200 week moving average, and we'll move this support over just a little bit. So you see a little bit more confluence there as well. So we'll be looking towards this area to slow us down a bit. You know, on the bull side, we just have to start getting above this 8 EMA. We have to start getting above resistance and start making higher highs and higher lows, and then then that makes that bull count alive at that point. But I just don't see that right now. On the daily, trend is my friend. All right, let's key in a little bit lower here. So we had this counter trend here. This to me is just a big old bear flag, and I should name this video something with bear flag. So we'll probably do that, and I'll show you why on some of the mega caps. But you notice that we came into this supply, this demand area right here. You see this reversal candle. We reversed off it. We also had support there, and support with this this rising pivot as well. And so don't ask. I thought we were breaking through it, and we sure didn't, and it matched what my LA wave count was at the time. Now I had to change those and adjust, and so now we're back bearish. We're coming right into the supply zone, so I don't see us going much further if we do. And we also have resistance from this downtrend as well. So maybe we just peak up just a little bit more. But notice this consolidation area here. That's what we're getting back into. If we start getting back into that area, we're probably going to see a little bit of choppiness and consolidation, and it's there's possibility that it would be that we break up or down at that point and be back neutral. But we may just reject right off of it. You see the same thing happen here. We got back into that consolidation, chop, 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 and then broke above to make higher area, make a higher area here. But we have this falling 20-day moving average. Is very important to know that in the longer term that we're headed to the downside. We did get above the 8 EMA on the daily, but we have a lot of resistance happening. So once again, I don't think that's something that's going to hold for very long. So going down to that 65-minute chart, let's see if we can find something else that tells us anything. In the slower time frame, we use the 65-minute time frame so we have even candles throughout the trading day. This shows a different sort of supply area. We got slightly above it. We're right at, this is going to be a very important part. I didn't show this on the weekly time frame, but we did not get above. We peaked above, but we did not close above the previous week. So technically, maybe it's an inside week. We did get below it and then broke back above it. But notice this this dash line here. That's the weekly area. We have to get above and hold above in order to be bullish. I will be playing to the upside if we get above 40.72, and I'll hold that area there. At least we have the trend line and this dashed area to put our back against. If we're going to be bullish, then you have something to play against. So we'll definitely play futures on there. I'm not sure that I would do options, but this is a very corrective look. It looks like an ABC there. And there's different ways that you could have counted this, and that's why it was so confusing. Everything got mashed up around this 4,000 area, and broke back to the upside. I started getting in a little bit too early because I thought I counted 5 waves here, but this is just super sloppy, straight up action, and I probably helped fuel that. So um, if you are bullish, you'll have probably 1, 2, 3, and then you're looking for some sort of consolidation and a break above this area. So I could see that, if it does happen, then we can see how we play that, and you look for more consolidation, then a small like wave 2 pullback before heading higher. So if we don't reject right away and start breaking down from this 4016 area, then it's possible we can still move to the upside. But look for the break below 4016. That's what we'll be looking for. And then if we do that, then I think this is going to be a pretty accelerated move to the downside. Which I was looking for before. I was counting this as a 1-2. 1-2, which I still am, but I thought this 1-2 was going to be much quicker, and we start accelerating down from there. So that's where I made my mistake. I thought this was the 1-2, that this was the end of wave 1, and then 2 here, and then lower. Okay, so again, that the new bearish count is up on my Patreon, and let's go ahead and go to the mega caps. These techs. Just going to run through these real quick. Just want to show you what was happening, what I'm looking at. We have this dash rising pivot that we came off of. It's more of an area, so don't get this wrong, like, hey, it didn't touch it. But we have Apple in the same formation, but notice how Apple respects the 8 EMA entirely. Just a trender, okay? It just happens that way. Now we're back under that 8 EMA, and we're testing it, and we're also testing the 50 EMA. So don't think that Apple just all of a sudden is going to start ripping to the upside. It could trend and trend and trend hard, just like this, okay? That's your 8 EMA. Same thing. We're underneath it. We start getting above it and making higher, just changing the structure, making higher highs and higher lows, then things change. But this is a bear flag. This is what I was talking about with the bear flag. We already broke down from it, and Apple's back testing and headed back down. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Let me go back to the daily. Same thing. You see with Amazon, it's a big old bear flag. We start breaking down from there. You have a 20-day moving average that we're coming up to test right now, and that's a falling moving average, but we're making higher lower highs at this point. Look at the lines that I drew here, kind of like a fan. We're just getting weaker and weaker, and I presume this is going to be weaker, and we'll draw another one, and then we start heading down to make new lows. Meta, we have Facebook. It's still a flag. It's just it's facing in the wrong direction. It's headed downhill. This just shows how weak we are. Let me get the right daily here, and you see this consolidation pattern here underneath. We start breaking above there, and that will be a good sign that maybe things are getting a little bit bullish for tech and for Facebook itself. But I don't think that's the case. I think we had our down move here. And then we had a flat pattern, and we have resistance, also the downtrend resistance, and we head lower. Google is the finest looking bear flag out there. So we got bullish on Google after we broke the resistance at about 419 or 119, and we immediately had to get out of there. We came to the resistance line and also this downtrend, and this is a big old bear flag that I think that we're going to start breaking down pretty soon. I don't know if Google's going to come up just a little bit more or not. I mean, some of these could. As we turn within a day or two, I wouldn't be surprised if we get down on Monday. Microsoft. Jeez, I should have had all these ready for you. Sorry. Same thing, just an expanding wedge there. But Microsoft looked really good when it broke above its downtrend line, and now made a reaction off and broke down even lower. So that's a fake break, and that's very, very bearish. Expect to break lows pretty soon. Tesla. Now Tesla is pretty much it's the lone ranger that it's just moving sideways. Now if you notice the support resistance around here, keep in mind right there as I get a little bit closer, you see this. This is a bow and arrow resistance or support, as they call it, because this looks like a big bow, and then the arrow would be this point here. Now we are above it here on Tesla, but notice how we got above it and below it. We're chopping back and forth. Well, you know, if it doesn't stay above it, then I think that's our moment of truth for Tesla and heading to the downside. And now if we come above it and start, I wouldn't, you know, we had to close above it, but we got to start using it as support at this point. You know, can't just keep chopping through, or else we don't know where the direction is going to be yet. We didn't make any support yet. And last but not least, NVDA. This one is completely bearish. I got ripped apart on that with the gap down on news the other night. But, you know, semis, a lot of people follow semis just to say that's the leader of the market, and it shows where tech and everything's going to be. Looks like we have a three-wave series here, and we're looking for 4. And testing the 8 EMA and also this gap area. And let me put this gap here in, testing this gap area, and we'll probably find this as resistance and head down to next levels around 123 to end that 5-wave series. Okay, so this one, very negative, very bearish, leading the pack. All right, so that's all I got for you. Nice long video. I hope it all helps. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you are new here, please subscribe. So we have a lot of good information, and come check us out at The Options Guy. They have a lot of good traders in there that were trading that turn very well, unlike myself. So I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not perfect. It's all part of trading, but we're looking forward to a nice big bearish move starting next week. And this is where money is made, you guys. So I hope you find this information helpful. Have a great day. Have a great rest of the weekend.